Welcome to another video, and in today's video we are going to see how useful and underrated Ironheart actually is. Honestly, as an overall champion, she is way more useful than Guardian himself. And I know there are a lot of players who love Guardian. Allow me a few minutes to explain why she is actually more useful than him. Obviously, if you talk about raw damage output, Guardian has higher damage. However, having said that, Guardian only works if the opponent is not immune to shock, right? But that's not the case with Ironheart. Now, to start off, her damage rotation is kind of similar to Guardian. You basically inflict debuffs on your opponents, so every medium attack inflicts an incinerate debuff on the opponent. So basically you build almost 2 bars of power and you land your SP1 to pause all the debuffs currently active on the defender. As you can see, all 14 incinerates are currently paused. Now the second step is to build your SP2 and land it. And now let's look at the damage. Impressive, right? And she's just at rank 2 with no synergy or boost. Also, her SP2 damage completely depends upon how many debuffs are currently active on the defender. So with the right RNG you can increase this damage if it's a long fight. Now the most important part. Since her damage completely depends upon how many debuffs are currently active on the defender, what if the defender is incinerate immune? You can activate Rupture instead of Incinerate in the pre-fight ability and she will inflict Rupture debuffs instead. So Incinerate immunity is not going to affect her damage output at all. Another benefit of playing with Ironheart is that she places a tracking debuff on the opponent once you have inflicted 5 debuffs, like you can see on your screen right now. What it basically does is that she will not miss at all. As long as that tracking debuff is active on the opponent, she will not miss her attacks. So you can punish Prowler's special attacks. Even if you have Falter debuff active on you, you can still land attacks. She will bypass miss completely. And not just that, as long as that tracking debuff is active on the opponent, Ironheart can parry non-contact attacks and she can block unblockable special attacks from mutant defenders. Another strong point that she has in her favor is that as long as she has one armor up active, she is immune to Incinerate, Cold Snap, Frostbite and even reversed controls. Lastly, another very underrated way of using her is to control regen. So if you have Despair Mastery active, you can inflict a number of debuffs, pause them with your SP1 and you can actually reduce regen up to 100% of any defender. Her SP3 can actually power drain the opponent for up to 2 bars of power and in return you get an indefinite armor up buff. So what are you waiting for? If you have Ironheart, rank her up.